What's going on, guys? Let's see. Yep, it's 2017.
It is 2017.
Holy crap.
Crap, did we die? Who knows? We're recording this before 2017 happens. So we don't know if we all just kind of blew up in a cloud of smoke.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Spoilers.
Spoilers we won't.
We can't look into the future. Which brings me to my next subject. I started watching a show that everybody has just been just punching me in the throat with, just like I'm stupid for not watching it.
So, could you say that this is a show that you were remorse not watching before?
Yes.
That is the subject of your show.
Yes.
What movie or show is it?
The Doctor. Who?
Who?
Yeah. The Doctor. That's actually one of the great things in the show, because every single episode, because he's a time traveler, so they go to different scenarios, and like every single episode is different. They'll go somewhere in time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, who are you? I'm the Doctor. It's great. He has a name, but only two people in the universe throughout time, like 2 or 3 people, know his name, and it can't be mentioned, and I don't know why yet. I'm in like season 6, and I don't know why. He has some ridiculous name, like, are you gonna burst into flames if you say his name? And he kind of seems like that might happen.
Holy crap.
But so the premise of this show is you have this person, the Doctor, and he is currently in season 6, he's 909 years old.
That's pretty old.
So he's in the nines, hundreds, and they had the original series back in the 60s, 50s and 60s, or 60s and 70s, I think I want to say, and it ran for a long time, vastly popular show even back then. You know, it was sci-fi back then, and then around I want to say 1997 or 8. They rebooted the series, but it was kind of a continuation where they kind of mentioned the old Doctors sometimes here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There's even cameo appearances from old Doctors in a couple episodes, which is really cool.
That's pretty sweet.
But the premise of this show is you have this guy, the Doctor. He's an alien. His race is he's a Time Lord. That's what they're called. And he is the last of his kind. He's it.
Okay.
There was a war between the Time Lords and the Daleks. And the Daleks are these like robots they look like the corniest things I've ever seen. And it's hilarious. And they're terrifying at the same time because they have these laser guns that just disintegrate you. I swear everything he runs into is just the most ridiculous, over the top, like
Holy crap.
one shot kill, like it's insane. So there was a war between the Time Lords and the Daleks, and he was the only one who survived. So far, even in season 6, I don't know how. I don't know how he's the last one, because they exterminated all the Time Lords, and he's it, and I don't know how he's it yet. That has not been explained. He has kind of mentioned to his companions, I'll get into that, one of his companions, he was his companion Martha, this was in like season 3 or 4, she was like, look, I'm sick of this. Just tell me what happened. Why are you so sad? Why are you the last one? And she was just like, okay, sit down. I'm going to talk to you about the war between the Time Lords and the Daleks. And it was just like, they didn't show it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Dang.
that's another thing too. I'm sure people who haven't seen the series, who are like seeing different Doctors and different actors, they're probably like, well, that's just stupid. They're just recasting. Because that's what I thought.
That's what I thought they were doing too.
That's what I thought. Every time I see like different Doctors, and I see like the season 1 is one Doctor, and then they go to the next one, which he's a really cool dude. I wish he would have been around for maybe another season, but that's cool. Because the Doctor in season 2, 3, and 4 is awesome. He's my favorite, and he will be my favorite, even with me on the current Doctor I'm on right now, Matt Smith.
Okay.
David Tennant is awesome. David Tennant is the villain in Jessica Jones. That's David
Oh,
Tennant.
okay.
He's the 11th Doctor. Speaking from like the original ones, he's the 11th Doctor.
Huh.
Or the 10th, I can't remember. He's one of those doctors, but he is my favorite. He is just absolutely awesome. His acting is so good.
I was gonna say he was really good in Jessica Jones. Man.
It's funny because the one thing that's hard in this show to watch is starting a new doctor, because you're just like, no, I wasn't. I just want David Tennant, and now you have to get used to new doctors, because they kind of take on new. They're still the Doctor, and they still have that quirkiness Doctor, Time Lord Doctor feel to them, but it's a new person, and he's going to act the way he acts.
Okay.
I like Matt Smith right now. He's the Doctor before the latest one. Peter Capaldi is like the newest one, the old guy, if you've seen him.
I think I've seen him, yeah.
He's cool. I've gotten used to him. I like him now, but still not nearly as much as David Tennant. So I don't know if I want to like spoil why there's different doctors to you. It's not much of a spoiler, but it'll at least explain to you why there's different doctors.
Okay.
They regenerate.
Makes sense, I guess.
They die. Well, they get hurt. If something terrible happens towards the end of a season and they get hurt, they're just like, this is it. I can't
They
come
come
back
back as something.
They don't
somebody
die,
else.
which is why he's like 900 plus years old. Time Lords don't die, which is kind of why, like, I want to know how. Well, I know how all the Time Lords got exterminated. The Daleks are the only things that can truly kill a Time Lord. Daleks are it. They're the only ones with the weapons to actually kill Time Lords, and the Doctor is like their number one enemy. But they get hurt to the point where they almost die, so they have to regenerate so they don't die, and that's how there's different actors, because when they regenerate, they change forms.
That does actually kind of make a little sense.
Mm-hmm. So they change
and
forms.
And then that too, you don't want to have the same looking Doctor, speaking wise, in the history.
Yeah,
I guess
like
it's
still the Doctor, still his memories.
Yeah, just different forms.
Different forms.
Okay.
They have to change forms to heal and regenerate. But then it's like I said, it takes a little bit to get used to new Doctors. And then they have their companions. They always have they have Rose, then Martha, then Donna. Now we're on Amy, which a lot of people argue between who their favorite like couple is, like David Tennant and Martha, or Matt Smith and Amy Pond. But yeah, I really like it, and like I said, every episode is different, but they also have some episodes that get pretty intense, and they have two-parters.
Okay.
The beginning of season 6 is where the show takes a really, really hard left turn, and it gets super dark and serious because they run into the silence. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
They run into the silence.
The silence.
Okay.
Another thing that's really, really cool about the show is you don't realize things until it happens. Like, I'm in season 6, and they've like been hinting at the silence for like 3 seasons, and like that's what they'll do with things in the show.
Okay.
They will subtly mention things, like back in season 1 they'll mention something about this, and it'll happen like 3 seasons later, but they'll hint at it once or twice in each season until it happens. Very, very,
cool.
very subtly. But I'm hooked. And I've probably watched about 5 seasons in the last month.
Holy crap.
It's great.
So it's that good.
They're like 45 to 48-minute episodes.
Okay.
So I love it. I think it's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to check it out. That's one of the series that I regret not watching.
It's a little slow or difficult to get into at first because it's hilariously cheesy sci-fi.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's hard with some of these other shows that I've, it took me a while to get into watching. Speaking of which, Game of Thrones.
Slow start.
Slow start. Like I think I've said this on the show too. Like I've watched the first season so many times because I would stop watching because I'm like through the second season I'm like, and then I stop. But lately it's like okay, I'm pushing myself through. I'm skipping the first. I'm not gonna rewatch it again and waste time. I already know what's gonna happen. Go through the second, and I'm like, okay, end of the second season. Okay. And then it goes into the third, and it's like, huh,
Yeah.
I'm seeing something here.
Yeah.
This is getting good. And then it's like, I still...
4, it's like...
Spoilers. I'm just going to say that now, because you are obviously up to date.
Yeah.
The Joffrey thing was so funny to me, because I knew back when we were hanging out with Roman, because I think we went to, like... Columbus, and he spoiled Joffrey dying a long time ago for me. So I knew that he was going to eventually die. But even so, it felt so good, and I felt so bad that I was cheering that he was dying because he was being
No, everybody cheered. Everybody was so
he was
happy
being
when he
such
died. Isn't he the worst?
douche
Have you never
to
hated a character more?
That
Like,
actor
you
did
just-
so well
you
because it's like I really hate you. I hate everything about you.
just
And then it's
hate
like,
him.
and then right before his death, I'm like, man, I really wish that he would die right now because it's like you're being such a douche
Just
to my
terrible.
favorite character, Tyrion Lannister. By the way,
He's great.
he's my favorite character in that show. Please stay alive, please, because I'm at the point where he's doing the trial. And he's basically doing the death by combat now.
Oh man.
I mean the trial by combat, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
oh
mountain.
crap, because it's like, man, that kind of sucked that your person that you cared about was like lying, and I'm like, man, no, screw that lady. And I was like, yeah, Tyrion, like stand up because that's bull crap that you're being blamed for this. And it's like, he's my favorite character just because he tries to outthink and outsmart everybody, and he does really good at it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then he's not. He is, but he's not bad. He tries to do good. He does do good, and he doesn't really do too much bad. Like really, like yeah, he's
a vigilante.
He's like yeah, like he's not. Yeah, he's part of the Lannister family that sucks, but he tries to make up for it.
He even mentions a few times to people, he's like, look, I realize I am a Lannister, but you have to understand that I am nothing like my father.
Yeah.
You have to know that I am not following in his footsteps. He is an evil man.
But yeah, and like I hate the sister. The sister is just as bad as Joffrey to me.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I hate
she loves,
Cersei.
oh my precious Joffrey.
And then it's like when he died, it's like, do you not think that an assassin, a killer that was planning Joffrey's murder would stand there holding the goblet while he's dying?
Wasn't even
That made me so mad. It's like, how is everybody believing this? Why would he be the one holding the goblet? That he's the one that poisoned him.
because they know Tyrion is the different one of the family, and they're just
I was
like,
so mad. It's like,
they're just
she's
like,
like,
"You've
you
always hated
murdered
him."
my boy. And it's like, why would he murder him and still be there?
and even he was like, no,
Yeah.
I did not.
And I love that speech he gave though at the trial. He's just like, I wish that I was the monster you all think I am, because I really would have. I wish that I killed him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap! I'm like,
Oh, he told Tyrion now.
I'm like,
He said it.
Tyrion is going all crazy. I'm like, oh man, shots are fired, and it's like,
Shots
oh
fired.
man, it was so good.
I wish
knew
I had done it.
I knew as soon as I saw Shay go up there, I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna say something.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, wasn't what's his name? Kingslayer.
Jamie. I'm
Jamie.
actually liking
Was
like
it
Jamie
Jamie's-
is slowly becoming like, I'm like, okay,
Yeah, Jamie gets really
yeah,
because even at like his even at Joffrey's wake, he was kind of like
he still kind of was like,
Dude.
"Ooh, dude."
Like, Joffrey was an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, come on. How dare you?
And it's like, yeah, like he was slowly becoming. I'm like, huh, okay, he's kind of becoming honorable a little bit, little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyrion is like my favorite character. Sansa is annoying to me because she's just like so dumb.
Yeah.
It's like Tyrion tries to help her so many times before that whole incident.
Yeah.
And then, like, other people try to help her, be like, hey, get out of here. But no, my home is King's Landing with Joffrey.
But that kind of goes hand in hand with Joffrey being terrible because she was so scared for her life and her Stark family that she was like, I don't want to
say the wrong thing.
I witnessed this dude chop off my dad's head. Like, I don't want to say anything that's going to get me or the rest of my family killed.
And then polar opposite, Arya Stark. Man, I love her. She is such like.
Let me tell you, I'm finally watching season 6, but let me tell you, she's going places.
I know she's going places. She's already going places. She's with the Hound right now for me, so she's learning how to fight, and she has the needle, and she's just like, when they were like, they run into that prisoner that was in the cage when they got sent to Castle Rock.
Yeah.
And like she's like, yeah, it's in the Hound's like, is he on your list? He's like, well, I don't know his name. And then he goes, what's your name? And he says it, and she goes, thank you. And I'm like, oh. And then he goes, you're learning. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I love the dynamic of those two. He knows that she wants to kill him, and they're just cool with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like honor amongst thieves. Like,
just
words.
Awesome character interaction.
Like, it was like, wow, okay, but it took
the whole time she's basically like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you're not gonna do anything.
Like, oh my gosh, like, and it took me just so long because it just usually that type of setting doesn't draw me. I'm not big on like that type of fantasy, like
where it's like it's
medieval,
it's
like,
real fantasy,
and it's just like.
But I love it,
and I'm loving the chick, the House Targaryen.
Oh
Mother of Dragons.
Yeah,
she is so cool.
Yeah, she's crazy.
I love her.
Yeah, she's crazy.
I know. I love her. It's like anytime she's on, I'm like, yeah, because it's like right now she is the queen of Marin, and she's just going through right now. But like, I think it's Marin, Muen, whatever it is.
Yeah,
she nailed the people to like the crosses.
Right.
And like, I just got to the part where it was like the one guy's son came in and it's just like blah blah blah, gonna please put him down, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, that kind of did suck that you did do that, but I mean, you kind of made an example out of it. But at the same time, it's like,
and then I'm sure you've seen. What's his name? The guy who came in, the kid who came in and took over House Stark.
I was actually getting ready to get to that too. Ramsay Snow is a psychopath.
He is psycho crazy.
Like, and this is the interesting thing of how I realized that that's who he was. I played the Game of Thrones Telltale game.
Yes.
Now, I played it without watching the show.
Right.
So I saw him being crazy in the game, and I'm like, oh, crap. And then Nick was just like, oh, yeah, anytime you saw him in the show, you're just freaked out.
Yeah.
And
like, what's he going to do now? This is horrible.
And so when Theon Greyjoy, that was the guy.
Yeah.
He, he takes, Winterfell and all that stuff, and he gets captured. And I thought I saw Ramsay, and I'm like, is that Ramsay? I'm like, no, because he's helping him escape. I'm like, but that looks like Ramsay Snow. And then he just tricks him to make it look like he's escaping to go right back to the chamber. And I'm like,
Isn't that just
That was
depressing?
the meanest
Isn't
thing
that just
ever.
the meanest thing you're just like, dude, come on, you're
Like,
killing me.
That was
Well, you're
the
killing
meanest
him.
thing. And then the other meanest thing ever was the girl situation. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting there like, oh crap. Because I saw them come in and I'm like, he's going to do something. I'm like, no, there's no way that they're just sneaking in. And then he comes out of the corner and it's like, oh crap. And then, like, immediately after that, he's eating the sausage. And I thought that he was actually,
I know, right?
And I'm like, oh.
I know. No, worse. He sent it to his dad.
Yeah. I was just like, Jesus. And I got to the part where, like, his sister just tried to save him. But
Yeah.
then now that he's, like, Reek.
I
Yeah,
am
now
Reek.
that he's Reek, he
I
didn't
am
want to
Reek.
leave. And it was just like, oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, I am Reek. Just brainwashed.
God. And then Jon Snow. That's like my other second favorite character.
He's my favorite character.
He's my second favorite character.
You're never mind.
No.
Yeah, but he is my favorite character. He just is. He gets so like every single season. He's just like
He just gets better and better.
awesome.
And then I'm even
Awesome.
liking Bran. I thought I wasn't going to like Bran because I'm like, man, Bran is kind of like a little...
Bran's a warg.
But Bran is like awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there like, okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Season
He's
5.
controlling Hodor. Like,
Yeah, season 5 really disappointed me because he wasn't even. He's just not in season 5.
seriously?
I think it's 4 is when they're doing stuff.
Yeah, 4, he's like... I'm on
watched-
4.
You're on 4. Okay, season 5 is just like. Did you finish season 4?
No, I like the episode that I'm on is the right before the trial by combat.
Okay, so yeah, season 4 is
Because they just left Craster's place
okay.
when they saw John and them fight.
Okay,
And he was going to call out to
so-
John, but then he's like, no, he's going to stop me.
Right. Okay. So season 4, cool. Season 5.
I heard season 5
you
was kind of
just-
like a low.
You just
'Cause
gotta
it
make it
sets
through
up.
season 5. Season 5 is a filler season that sets up for things. It's
That's
boring.
what a lot of
It's
people
a
were saying.
very, very slow season. Very slow.
Which it's going to upset me because I'm like, it's so hooked
No, it
right
upset
now.
everybody. Everybody was just like, because people who were watching it each day an episode came out, like people who were watching it weekly were just like, by the end of the season, they were just like, ugh, it's over.
It's like, it's over.
Where's season 6?
But yeah, I can't wait for that. And then another honorable mention. Yeah, before we cut it here. Dark Mirror. Have you watched Dark Mirror?
Dude, what's Dark Mirror?
Do you really? Are you being serious?
I'm being dead
Okay,
serious.
it's
I don't
on
think I've even
Netflix.
heard of it.
It's
Is
on
it a Netflix
Netflix.
original?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on Netflix, and let
There's
me
so-
be real right now with
There's
this.
so many. I didn't
Okay.
even know that was.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
You've got to watch it. There's 3 seasons,
Okay.
about 7 episodes apiece. Each episode is its own story.
Ooh, I love series.
It's like
that.
Twilight Zone.
I love
It's
series
essentially
that.
like Twilight Zone,
Okay.
where the theme essentially usually is technology running rampant in our lives in some way in the future, where like there's episodes where they got eye computers and there's like people can block people in the eye, so all you see is a gray blob and you can't hear from them or speak to them. You can't even see them. And that's how you even take pictures and stuff like that. But once you get blocked, all the memories of the pictures and stuff, you cannot see that person. Literally any image of that person, you can't see if you're blocked. I recommend, honestly, because the first episode watching was kind of like a, what in the heck? Because it just came out of right field like crazy. And you're like, what? So usually what I'd recommend for people, because that is kind of like a hard entrance for this series, watch the episode White Christmas.
White Christmas. Okay.
That is my favorite episode. All of them are really great. Just disclaimer there. But that's my favorite one to be like, this is what this show is about.
Okay.
The technology and it, like, it's just, It's so good, and then it's like most times there are somber endings where it's like, dang, but like it's really good though, and each episode they could so do its own series. That's how good like the lore in that episode is, to where it's like, man, I really wish this would be fleshed out, because that was really cool. I like that idea. I wish that was kind of like a movie or a TV show, but it's like, nope. Once this ends, it's end. Example of an episode, without giving you too much spoilers. Okay. I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think of a good one where it's not going to really ruin it. Crap. I don't. All of them are so good, but then they ruin. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say it because that would ruin the show. Okay, no. There's one where it's literally about followers on social media that rule and govern over anything you do. To get loans on houses, to get better cars and go into places, you have to have a certain amount of followers, or else you are considered like poor. So everybody's focused on posting a picture of their food, being smiling, getting 5-star ratings, and then it's like gaining more followers, gaining more rating and stuff like that.
It's like a really scary slap in the face of reality.
Yeah,
of like where
that
we're
one
going
was
in
just
society.
like, holy crap, because people do that essentially. All they care about is followers and ratings.
Society has basically turned it into life.
Mm-hmm. That was a really good episode. And then there was another one where it was a VR thing too. That was really freaking cool. But yeah, definitely watch that. They're really easy to get into. But like I said, watch White Christmas first.
Okay.
That one was the most, I don't want to say depressing because that sounds bad, but it was just kind of like a gut check. Whereas like there's two sides to stories.
Okay.
And it was really good. But yes. I guess that's what I'll end it with that. Watch all the shows that we've talked about. Especially Dark Mirror, because that was really good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that. Game of Thrones and
Doctor Who, which I will probably watch pretty soon.
Really good.
Once I'm done with Game of Thrones. So, that has been it for the Matty C Show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe below. We're back, baby. So, until next time, have a great one.